The human brain. Its functionality astounds even the most knowledgeable of scientists. Its capabilities have been impossible to replicate until now. Is the Extremis virus scientifically possible? And if so, what applications could it have? Well, hang on to your seats, fellow YouTubers. We're going to dive into it here, today, on Comicisms. Welcome to Comicisms, your microbiological nerd center. I'm your host, DannyMac, and today we're going to delve into a virus that may have created one of the coolest Iron Man stories to date. No, not Iron Man 3. The Mandarin was fake, are you kidding me? Sorry. Going back to the subject, the Extremis virus. The history of the virus comes from the main Marvel continuity, created by writer Warren Ellis in 2006, where two scientists by the name of Aldrich Killian and Maya Hansen, working for a company named Future Pharm, a subsidiary of Stark Industries, developed a nanotechnology called microsurgery experimental robotics. The funding for the project, which was provided by the US military, had the plug pulled on him, which led Killian to steal samples of it and sell it to a terrorist. However, this didn't sit well with his conscience, as the scientist later committed suicide and left his confession in a note. This ultimately leads to a confrontation between the domestic terrorist, Malin, and the Golden Avenger, Iron Man. However, Malin's enhanced movements and abilities were too much for Stark, who found himself badly beaten by the Extremis enhanced individual. Tony then, being Tony, took a sample of the Extremis virus himself and genetically modified the virus in order for him to directly interface with the Iron Man tech, creating the Extremis armor that was directly tied into his own nervous system and commanded by thought. This also gave Stark the ability to see through other facets of technology, including satellites, security cameras, and so on and so forth. He was able to manipulate technology at will, or in other words, became a technopath. In the ensuing battle, Iron Man was able to dispatch a Malin, being forced to kill the villain in the process due to how dangerous he had become. Besides all that though, the Extremis virus packs a wallop, and it gives the user a slew of supernatural abilities. To name a few, it gives you superhuman strength, seeing as how Malin was able to break Tony Stark's bones through the armor, counter blows from the Iron Man armor, which the basic Iron Man armor, by the way, has a strength level of being able to lift 100 tons, and basically ripping the said armor apart. Superhuman stamina and durability, as it was seen that bullets and even repulsor blasts were having no effect on the Extremis-filled individual. Also, super speed, fire breathing, and agility. Now, most of these were seen in Iron Man 3, for example, as a live adaptation of the Extremis was first seen on the big screen with this film. However, the big kicker of the Extremis virus is the healing factor, allowing the user to heal wounds and regenerate entire limbs in very short time. So, this virus seems like some serious business, right? And in no way is it even possible. Sounds like another crazy plot device created by one of those crazy writers at Marvel, right? I mean, regenerating limbs? Enhancing your senses? Sounds impossible, right? Well, not quite. Let me introduce you to this adorable little critter right here, the axolotl. I probably butchered that. Which is an aquatic salamander that seems to have the regeneration portion of Extremis written right into its genetic code. For years, scientists have been wanting to figure out the secrets of its genetic coding so they could apply it to good use. So far, they found out that the cells coming from its immune system called macrophages, which are usually used by mammals to create a line of defense against pathogens and wounds, allow the salamanders to actually regenerate. Humans have the ability to regenerate some body parts better than others, and ultimately, in the womb, we're able to access embryonic regeneration, which is something we shed off due to growth or years of evolution, the scientists say. So in conclusion, learning to apply the science of the salamander's macrophages to our own would allow us to create a serum or virus for regenerating. It's pretty fascinating, right? But hold on, I know this is a video about a superhero, not some water lizard. Still, it's neat to know about the fact that we're closer to building some form of Extremis, and yes, ladies and gentlemen, there is more. In Iron Man 3, for example, it's clearly explained that the virus hacks into your body's operating system via nanotech, which to many seems rather implausible. But Dr. Xiuming Ni, a professor in biomedical engineering at Emory University at the Georgia Institute of Technology, claims that we can have practical medical applications of nanoparticles that not only enhance the human body, but make performing surgery even easier. One of the claims made by Dr. Ni is that a project sponsored by the Air Force is, quote-unquote, proven to increase human optical detection by the 10 to the 14th fold, or 100 trillion times, for those of you who don't speak science. This is unclear if this will be done with the aid of machines aside from nanotechnology, but the next one has a more medicinal application, which is an injection of nanite particles that make cancerous/tumorous growths in the body glow, helping doctors readily identify them in the body of patients going in for surgery. Seems like a bit of a stretch, but he claims that the more science fiction aspect of Extremis might take more than 50 to 100 more years of science. We'll see when we get there. I guess if I want to live 100 more years, I better start eating all my vegetables like yesterday. And now for reading recommendations for Extremis and Iron Man. Here are your suggestions for the week. First up, we have the obvious Iron Man Extremis, where the virus is first introduced. Secret Invasion, where Stark gets the virus purged from him from a certain thing that I won't spoil for you because you guys are going to read it, obviously. Original Sin, Hulk vs. Iron Man, where Hulk's brain gets an Extremis upgrade. And the most recent, the Superior Iron Man, where Tony gives the residents of San Francisco Extremis in order to better themselves at a price. So what do you guys think? Do you think these claims are scientifically possible? And if Extremis were real, would you like to try it out for yourself? Let us know in the comments down below. And if this is your first time here at NerdHype, I would really love to have you subscribe to our channel, where we bring you in-depth comicism videos every Friday, as well as comic origins and podcasts every week. So click here to subscribe and here to watch the previous Comicisms videos. This has been DannyMac signing off. And remember, believe the hype. Later.